So I think we can start with our training session of today, just to introduce the topic we will face all together, our facilitator, etc. So other colleagues probably will join in a few minutes, but I think since we will have a 2-hour session today, so from now up to 11:30, more or less, I think we have to start, let's say, also to maintain our program. So thank you very much once again to join on time this session under the framework of the Exceed Upskilling Program for VET professionals. The session of today is a follow-up session, considering the first, let's say, step we have had together on the 20th of March. Then we have a remote, let's say, collaborative session, co-designing and developing the project-based activity launched at the end of the session on the 20th of March. And today is the time to share, let's say, our common works, our results through the project work, and also to sum up and wrap up, let's say, some recommendations in order to be able to, let's say, design innovative and responsive curricula, curricula, according to what we have defined continuous professional development perspective. That is one of the approach we are following as cross-cutting development directory under the Exceed project as a whole. So it's time to give the floor to you, of course, because you are the protagonist of the day. With us, we have, of course, our facilitator, Gaia Del Negro. So please, Gaia, the word to you, and let's say to all the participants for reporting the project-based activity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elena. Thank you, everyone, for coming today for the second part of this program that I'm leading for you. And thank you very much for sending all the wonderful works. We received 5 project works from you, which is a good response rate. So thank you. So just to sum up, on the 20th of March, you remember we had the first introductory, more theoretical part with some key ideas about adult learning, lifelong learning, and continuous professional development. And we discussed, starting from those concepts, about what you observed from your own realities, your different contexts, because this is an international training, about what is good, so strengths and weaknesses, so good and to be ameliorated, and some stories about stereotypes and what may hinder participation and learning from your students, and some ideas to how to change, how to improve. So from those ideas, those of you who engage in the activity, asynchronous activity, designed, as you know, some programs, some possible new programs to be discussed together to see what is new now and what can be again improved. So just to introduce how the session will work, maybe you know, maybe not, just as a reminder. So I would like to go first in a presentation session of your works. I read them and made some few comments, but just a few. And so I would like the authors, the referees of each group to present in, so we would like to dedicate 10 minutes for each project work. It could be 5-minute presentation and 5-minute questions, or 8-minute presentation, 2-minute questions, as you like. So you know you have 10 minutes for your own project work session. And after all this round of sharing what you produced, we do a small break, very small technical break, and then we go on to share reflections with some critical questions. So I invite Irina to go to the next slide, just to show the program of today. No, this is not Irina. Slide 26. Go down, 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 down. Yeah, sorry, because I used the same PowerPoint. Sorry, Irina. Okay.
I just need you to tell me when to stop.
Okay, so go. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Shut up. Wonderful. So this is what you did at home. Yeah, the group project work. So the next one is where we are now. So this is the plan for today. And thus I invite those of you who did the project works to present them. So next slide again, sorry. Okay, and next one. So this is how I would like to go with them. If we have the authors of this, we would start from Francesca Bellesia and Carlotta Cocis to present their work. Francesca, I cannot hear you. I don't know if others can.
No. But I think they are connected. So
Yeah, they are. Maybe it's just a technical glitch. So as you see, in the meantime, we have 3 presentations from Italy, 1 from Finland, 1 from Spain. So we have a variety of topics and projects. I see Francesca getting ready.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Wonderful. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Sorry, I
perfectly.
have some issues with the microphone on Microsoft Teams, and I don't know why. But now I have, the another microphone, so I
Yeah,
can go.
wonderful. So if we
Okay.
can now share the project by number 1. Wonderful. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so this was from Carlotta and I. We worked together in Unimore, so in the University of Modena and Reggio Emilia. So we did the project together.
E all'aria sto a tirare le giacche.
Vedi?
Banalmente.
So yeah. Okay, maybe there's a microphone on, which is not okay. Perfect, thank you. Okay, so we decided to go with AI, let's say, as the main topic of the project work, because this is one of our common interest now in research, especially. And so we did this project work, and the title is AI for Sustainable and Responsible Innovation in Advanced Manufacturing. So we tried also to give, to connect a little bit, the use of AI with the broad, let's say, scope of the Exceed project. So we thought about that our audience could be adult learners, let's say. So we thought about vet professionals and educators who want to know more about AI, and then practitioners, so people from the industry, basically interested in understanding how to use AI in their manufacturing processes, and more generally professionals interested in improve their skills and competencies on AI. So as for the objectives, we talked about that, let's say the overarching objectives could be related to the sustainable and responsible uses of AI. And so we thought about, that a first objective could be setting the background, because we do know, we know that they could have been adult learners, but then we don't know exactly their educational backgrounds. And so we thought about, providing a first module on and teaching them the foundational understanding of AI concepts and techniques applicable to advanced manufacturing, and then we thought about showing about how AI can reduce the environmental impact of the manufacturing process. So again, sustainability. And then ethical and socially responsible uses of AI, so providing training about it. There is the AI Act. I guess it was, I don't remember, last year probably it came out, the AI Act, so the general European guidelines, which have to do with the risks of using AI and assessing the risks of using AI. And so we thought about, teaching a little bit of this, so guidelines, European standards, and more general guidelines. And so we thought about that these three objectives, so showing AI, how AI can reduce the manufacturing processes, ethical and socially responsible uses, and guidelines could be updated year by year. So thinking about, a course that could be taught for many years, we thought that these could be objectives also to, train participants on the recent updates on these issues. Thinking about that, maybe they could participate more than one time, so they could also be updated on these issues. And then we thought about providing them some practical and actionable knowledge. So we thought about that another objective could be developing participants' capability to evaluate the social and environmental impact of AI, so some measures. As for the design principle, exceed design principles, we relate this to the eco-innovation and digital transformation part. So like leveraging AI to optimize production and reducing the ecological footprint. Of course, social sustainability, because this is linked to the also ethical and responsible uses of AI. And then impact evaluation, which is connected to, the practical and actionable knowledge, which I was talking about before. And of course, with the introduction of the AI guidelines, also alignment with the European standards. And then moving on.
We can scroll down. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you. As for the duration, we thought about, yes, of course, this is a tentative, we tried. We should look more, in depth on at the concepts and on each, lesson. But still, we thought that this could be for weeks, 8 hours per week. So 36 hours in a blended format, which means that the participants could be both in presence and then, online. The schedule, we thought about a single day because we thought, well, they are professionals, they are educators, so they have their own job. So maybe a day that could be fine, that they could fit, their working hours and so on, could be Saturday. We were inspired by what happens with the masters at the, for instance, Bologna Business School or business schools that usually happens during the weekend. And so a single day, Saturday, 8 hours. And so the modules are 4. So the first one, introduction to AI and AI manufacturing. The second, sustainability and social responsibility. So ESG frameworks, responsible AI, AI Act, and so on. Week 3, we thought about, giving them a collaborative task like the one we are doing, we did in these 10 days. So giving them the time also to do the collaborative project during the hours of the class. And then week 4, impact evaluation and project presentations, like we are doing today. As for the teaching methods, we talk about interactive lectures, so with a very, very short theoretical overviews and then Q&A sessions and discussion, which is also, a way for, learning from them, from their experiences with AI, or maybe how they are using, AI in the manufacturing process. Then we talked about case studies, which is for us providing examples of how AI could be used. So giving them real world examples or real world problems to be solved. And so then discussing the cases all together. and then the project work and workshops, so the challenge that they need to resolve. Then assessment and evaluation, we thought about a more, let's say, traditional exam, so evaluation, so multiple choice questions, mostly on the theoretical concepts. And then continuous feedback through group discussion of case studies, and then the project presentation at the end of the class, which should be evaluated both from peers and the instructors. As for the supporting services, e-learning platforms, given that the course is also blended, so we need for sure a platform. So e-learning platforms, and then mentoring. So especially in week 3, where we have this activity of collaborative projects and the co-creation workshop, we thought about, asking for professionals, experts, researchers to come in the room and helping them a little bit, also providing some of the technical knowledge on AI and on the tools that they should, use or develop in their application, to help them in this sense, so providing this technical, let's say, knowledge. And that's it.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you, Francesca. As you see, I added some comments which you already responded to. For example, I was highlighting that the technical background that the people mentoring, so the experts from the field mentoring the students would also provide the contextual learning, because as they come from the industry, they both provide the technical and the contextual, for example. So I was just highlighting other elements. Okay, I would leave 2 minutes for questions if there are any clarification questions from the audience. Otherwise, I will ask one. If there is any, how do you think to do the peer assessment?
Okay, so I can try to answer, because we didn't think about that more a lot, but still that could be like a sort of matrix with some dimensions. They were also listed, I guess, here. So like feasibility, sustainability, and alignment, and a sort of evaluation on these 3 dimensions. So based also on the knowledge that they should have learned in the first modules, or in the first weeks, they could, complete this sort of, I don't know how to say, sort of Likert scale, so rating basically the project on these 3 dimensions.
Thank you. Okay, I think we can move, thank you very much, to the next presentation.
Yes, just a comment. I shared in the question and answer space, let's say, or chat space, if you prefer, depending on what you can see through your team environment this morning, because it's quite stable, let's say. I have shared the guidelines, the European guidelines for integration of AI-based tool and AI pedagogy, let's say, in education. It's quite interesting. It was published 1 year ago, more or less, as Francesca said. And is it not only focused on ethical use or AI, but let's say on how to properly integrate AI-based tools in the design and delivery of curricula and training programs. It is something very interesting for us, since, as you well know, we are in the heart of this activity, curriculum development, in the Exceed project in this period by the end of May. And by the way, among the brand new curricula, we are co-designing the AI expert, the AI specialist curriculum. So if you would like to have a look to this guideline, can be a valuable resource, let's say, not only for the project work, but let's say for this AI-based activity and integration to the curricula we are facing from many points of view in the project. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elena. Yes, so maybe also one point of view that I didn't speak about, but was there on the slide, on the comment, was the part on lifelong learning ideas on reflexivity, so practicing ethics and how you approach the ethical part. So not only giving the guidelines, which is the starting point, but then also how you lead the learning about, the reflection about the guidelines. We know the ethical choices are contextual choices and all the failures of applying ethics because you are in a context and a situation where there are many different interests to compose together. So in terms of teaching, that could be an interesting point.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. We can actually move to the next one, I think. Which is the group by Eleonora Dulghello.
Hi, everyone.
So please, Eleonora, also to you, you have 10 minutes total to present. So you can either use all of them to present or leave some space for questions and discussions.
Okay, thank you. We thought about a basic course on application of AI in advanced manufacturing. The target audience would be unemployment people, but also workers. We thought that in this kind of course, that is a basic course, could be very useful to get together workers who could, in their experience, has seen some example of AI, but in any case, they need some basic knowledge, and unemployment people who probably didn't see in action AI and could explore and take advantage of the experience from workers participants.
Just
yeah.
a small interruption. Could Irina make you a zoom, like make a bit bigger the visual? Yeah, thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah. Sorry, Leonora, please.
Yeah. And we put here, but also down the support services that are very linked to the target we were thinking about. About the objectives, is a basic course, so an understanding of artificial intelligence and what is it and the key concepts. After that, the course will explore AI application for efficiency and decision making, and also have a part with the develop of practical approach of AI adoption. So we thought to highlight this free object of the course, and for that we try to present a learner-centered approach in line with the team design principles and also lifelong learning principles. And we will see better in the method part. But in this part, we try to highlight what we could do to attract and make the course more inclusive for women who want to participate to this course. And we thought that could be very useful to have social media promotion videos using inspiring messaging that promote that AI and advanced manufacturing is not something about gender, but is something for everyone, regardless background or experience. And to be aligned with the duty of caregivers and also of workers, we thought about flexible scheduling, to have the course in the evenings or during the weekend to be able to support the participation of the audience. And we thought about a module on how AI is changing the global vision of the work, the world of work. And so also this we think is in line with Exceed Design Principles, international view of learning. As a curriculum structure, we thought to a duration of 20 hours as is a basic course. And we split it in the 6 modules. Before I'm not going to go through all the contents of all the modules, but in any case, we start with some module, try to make understand what AI is and which are the key concepts and which are the types of AI and their application. And also attention to the ethical issue about the use of AI, and a part in which the student can try to be in some simulation using the AI tools, and to think about what can be in a company using this kind of tools, and what solution they could use for problems or situation we try to present to them. As a teaching method, as I said, we try to have a learner-centered paradigm. So we try to use more experiential activities with simulation using AI tools, or using business case analysis to make more practical also the theoretic theme we were going through the course, and try also to use the gamification, so or quizzes or challenge to be more interactive during the lectures. We also like the previous group. We think would be very useful to use the peer-to-peer method in the lecture and also in the assessment. Also because of the heterogeneity of the audience. If it's good structured, we think it could be really a useful method to enhance the learning and to make it more involved the audience. So as assessment, we use a formative assessment ongoing the course with quizzes and multiple choice tests. But we try also to think about some competence-based assessment tool as a practical task on case study analysis in which the students have to work in group to solve some situation we give them, and also a peer-to-peer assessment to be able to learn also to each other and to enhance the learning. In the end, we thought about the supporting services. We thought about how to help the audience, also to understand how AI knowledge could be a good basic to find new opportunities, new professional opportunities. Also, a service of tutoring is very useful, also because we thought to be able to have this course not only in person, but also online. So a tutor facilitation is very important. And also the online modules can be recorded to make the participant go through, even they can be they can stay all the sessions. And let's say that's all.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. So I will just again read a couple of comments that we saw passing, and then if anyone else has any questions, we can ask them. I was highlighting that it could be useful to promote, and the promoting part, promote the supportive environment also to attract different people. So promote the career guidance service, peer learning flexibility. So that's also something to push for the everyone approach, inclusive approach. Maybe also it could be interesting to speak about creativity, that there is appreciation of curiosity, capacity to ask good questions, to apply AI. So not to make it something abstract or too technical in the imagination of those who would be your target. And then I was thinking of the part on the international, worldwide viewpoint. I was wondering about how to make it more personal. So anything about international exchange or dialogue, or I don't know, friendship, possibility to exchange worldwide with some other groups. And then found very interesting the demystifying jargon idea, work with language. I thought was a very nice key point. And finally, I was also thinking of the local and global idea. When you make examples from the industry, we know industry in Italy is different from industry in other countries, so maybe some local examples too could be interesting. Small scale innovation, because sometimes you imagine innovation as something that regards big industries, but actually we can do it also in very small businesses. Okay, thank you. If there are any other questions, otherwise we move to the next. And the next group, next person, Roberto.
Sorry, if I may, my microphone was off. So just to explore this opportunity, also to think to how to build effective curricula, not only, let's say, to think about the exercise in itself. So, two consideration about the work presented by Eleonora. I liked it very much as the first one, but it's also, let's say, a source of thinking while sharing. So, from one side, considering you had identified an overall duration of 20 hours of training, if I saw correctly, I think that, let's say, when you try to contextualize the content through case studies, use cases, whatever, probably from a methodological perspective, it might be very useful to have some testimonies from entrepreneurs. So these can be more concrete and to bring very effective examples. Also, not only how the companies apply IE in their context, but also what kind of data-driven decision-making they carried out to support their overall activity. So in my opinion, you can save time, not only referring about simulations, but through testimonies. It's much more effective. Second aspect, I think that the second module might be the third one. So the first is being a basic course. So the first one, I understand IE fundamentals, the word of IE, connection, applications, etc. Second module, I let's say learn about data, because IE means data in essence. So, and transformation of data into information to support decisions, etc., etc. So when I understand the IE word and then what is an affordable data, then I can go vertically to some application in advanced manufacturing. Because otherwise, if I stay in module 2 with application advanced manufacturing and I haven't faced the problem of affordable data through IE, there might be some gaps, let's say, in the learning process. But these are my thoughts, let's say, since this exercise was very valuable, in my opinion. And I'm also thinking about how to integrate some things in the curricular development process we have been carrying out, let's say, as activity in the project. So just to share some hints, let's say, to the discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you. If there are any other comments? Francesca?
No, yes, this is not a question. I just want to, highlight how even if the title of the two projects were quite similar, we, craft very different curriculum, which is very interesting. This is just comment.
Maybe you can integrate and exchange further.
I took some notes also on what they did.
Okay, then we can move to the next. Roberta, if Roberta is here. I'm not sure if Roberta is with us.
I cannot see her in the connected group now. So we can skip to the next one and then...
Yeah. Yeah. So then we go to Finland. Iris.
Hello.
Hello.
But I'm sorry, I can't tell you more than what it is in the text there.
Would you like to, we will scroll it. Would you like just to highlight some parts of it, or?
So for what I know, also Heza is connected. Probably you can help each other to say something about the work.
I'm alone here just now, so
okay.
We have not time to discuss.
Okay.
Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. So maybe we can just scroll it and I can read only the comments that I was making in terms of lesson learning perspective, because this course for the management of unit processes in the chemical industry is addressed to people who are studying to become employees. Then I was thinking related to the first objective about how to prepare for the job. There are some good practical points here in this program. So how to adhere to working hours, plan and familiarize with the job, ensure information transfer, operate in multicultural environments, but also I was thinking what can be added in terms of self-imagination as professionals or desires for the future. So how to help these students imagine themselves as professionals in the future. So something about this part could also help them to address their own self-making as professionals in chemical industry. Then, as you can read, the other objectives are, again, very proper and technical in terms of acquisition of understanding of the field. So circular economy field, knowledge of unit processes, which is the specific focus of this course, and then how to process again, raw materials, chemicals, and products. So the making, the how-to, the part on safety regulations, and in general, responsibility in engaging in the process. So I think this is also all very proper and good for the curriculum design. In terms of you see my comments in pink about the design principles and lifelong learning ideas and challenges identified. I think it's a very nice mix of learning approaches. So the online, the workplace, and the experiential and self-directed. So it's a very comprehensive approach to facilitation of learning in different contexts of life and in a flexible way, acquiring both curiosity for being an independent learner, self-directed, learning through experience, internships, volunteer work, project work, and learning on the job in the workplace. And of course, the online part. So all very interesting mix. Also interesting the challenges identified by this group. So a challenge about how to use technology. So I was now in my imagination, because I'm not in the field, but I was thinking of how to reflect on the link between chemical industry and technology. So again, how to start from the learner in a learner-centered approach, how to trigger and how to explore the imagination of students about how the chemical and the technical aspects go together as a starting point to face the challenge of using technology in chemical industry. And then I was thinking of the second point, which is very interesting also, balancing work and family time management. I was wondering, this is more of a question, how do you plan to support this part, this balancing, work-life balance? I guess in terms of when the course happens, but maybe also some other learning recorded videos and other ideas that have been already shared. And the challenge of accessing the resources. This is also interesting, and then maybe we can discuss about this. So I guess there's something to do with tutoring, maybe online tutoring, that can help to find what is needed, but then we will ask the group. Going down, scrolling down, yeah. You saw the duration of 35 ECTS in the first year of study, and then the teaching methods, again, it's a good mix, similar to the previous courses, so a good mix of action-based, gamification, participatory, and digital. In particular, I was wondering about how you think about the collaboration with industries. So how to construct are these experiences, these visits to companies structured, planned before with the teacher? Are these experiences reflected upon later on only among students alone, with students and professionals in the industry together? How do you envision all these to happen? And then also, are these experiences like spot ones, or is there a continuity? Are there a wider, is there an idea of constructing longer collaborations so that the students can then have a network of in the industry to continue and to develop their own careers, to enter the job market? Okay, going towards the assessment part. Okay, so again, we see a mix of different approaches, which is very good. So both, we have a new element here, the diagnostic assessment, which was not mentioned before. So to check the knowledge base of these students before starting the course, and there could also be some introductory sessions, days to build upon what is known and what is not already known by the students, so to have a leverage level of access to the course. And then we have the formative assessment, which was already mentioned, to check, to monitor the learning, and then the performance-based, as we are doing today, so producing something new and exchanging on what was created. We have, in this case, a good idea of the self-assessment also. And again, we can ask how the Finnish group was thinking about this. Maybe we mentioned diaries, reflection diaries, other forms of self-assessment, and peer assessment, which was again mentioned before. I was wondering here about the assessment of competence in the work performance. So how you think to do this? Again, can be done in collaboration with the chemical industry, or a feedback received or feedback exchanged, or this kind of different forms of assessment of competence with the industry or from the industry. It depends on what you have in mind. And last but not least, the supporting services. So it's a very brief explanation, but key words: student health care. I found this an interesting expression. So I guess it could be something about mental health of the students. Again, counseling support in terms of the well-being of the students, the IT technical support, academic guidance. I guess it's more on the pedagogical and disciplinary, aspects of guidance on how to excel in the learning itself. So yeah, I hope this was respectful of your work, Iris, and that gave you some ideas.
Yes, this was very good. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know if Elena has anything to add, or anyone else. If not, we can move to Spain. So if Roger is with us.
I'm here.
Wonderful. So the
Yes.
mic is yours. Yeah.
Okay. The curriculum has participated in the creation of a curriculum. Has Iker, Begoña, and Christian, Schola del Treball. And we have made a curriculum for advanced methodology. It's a upskilling and maybe reskilling curricula. In and and all applied at the circular economy. Because well, I think that we need sector in a industry of a mechanical industry, and it's all we need. It's all done. We need to know. Okay. We structured this. The target is a professional of a mechanical industry involved in a quality procedures and a quality and measurement procedures, all of them. Thinking about the technician in production quality, methodology, the methodology workers in the departments and all specialists in this game, in this area. Maybe mechanical designers to apply these methodology methods, this new methodology to the designs. Maybe to the professional of a supply chains quality assessment and manufacturing managers, all focused in the sustainability and circular economy. About the objectives are this: implement procedures in mechanical technologies, new procedures and new technologies. These new technologies are changing the normative, the ISO standards involucrate both in the same course. Okay, we have a we think that is understand apply the latest ISO and ANSI standards, methodology techniques like machining, the CNN, coordinate machining machines, and the new 3D scanners to control the superficie finitudes. Another to apply and interpret a measurement data to control this product. Apply a key performance in measurement to evaluate the transformation of these technologies, and then integrate the methodology in a circular economy and develop a quality assessment plan. For this, we are designed a module, designed a course of 15 hours, more of homework. 15 hours face-to-face, because I think that we need to use this kind of technology, and part of homework to develop the work at home. The modules are 6 modules. The first of one is about advanced methodology and standards, and focused in the new in the new standards. Then it's advanced measurement technologies, where we develop the coordinated measuring machines, the 3D scanners, and optical methodologies to develop the tolerances, the quality tolerance, and the finitudes with these methodologies. The third module is the KPI, to the KPIs, and to control the changes of these methodologies to how apply these KPIs for measurements. How these new technologies impact to the measurements work. Another, the four, is the surface. The five is more methodology vinculated to the circular economy, how the methodology and the sustainability in manufacturing can be applied, and integration of methodology into industrial process, and especially in the industry 4.2. The teaching methods we are decided apply different types of methods, teaching methods. In first, the theoretical sessions, analysis of the industrial cases. There are analysis and measurement to the different standards. Obviously, a practical workshops. We want to make to hands-on in these new machines, scanners, and all this. In the first case studies, I think that it's important for this work. Evaluate how another industry can be applied these KPIs, circular economy, KPIs or in methodology, that's it. And for a final to end, a small project for how this professional can be applied, this all this knowledge in the all properly in industry. And like assessment, with the assessment, we develop practical exercises and workshops. We can evaluate a case study, analysis and the knowledge on check test, and a final project and a presentation of this project. We like services. We develop a Moodle platform, where there are discussion forums and digital material to the alumni, and all the methodology tools and all the methodology software that is necessary for this course. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Roger. Just a few comments that I was inserting, and now also listening to you, I will make. I was wondering about how you plan to attract female talent, women workers. So in connection to this, because it was one of the specific focus of the target that you wanted to select on. I was thinking of what advancement of a career, of professional career, you envision from the course, and so how to promote this for making the course attractive. So you now explained a bit what this is about. It's important to be updated with the new standards to respond to and to be able to apply them, but also to make this visible in the promotion of the course. And then I guess also the face-to-face 5-hour module, maybe an idea 5 hours is not 8 hours, so there is still time to go out early in the day to manage family issues if it's necessary.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
And then I was wondering again, in general, what lifelong learning challenges and opportunities can be thought about to promote and to support the learning in this process of these 10 days. So to make the vision of the acquisition of this technical, it's a very technical course, of this technical course into the person self-reflection. So again, in terms of teaching, I was thinking of the peer dimension, if there is any possibility to make the peer learning, maybe it is already part and I didn't understand, but to give value to the relationality, the reflection together, the making together among students. And also in terms of maybe what Elena was suggesting before, having experts to tell their own experience, if this is part of the program, and the self-reflection part in the assessment, in the final assessment. So yeah, these were my comments. I don't know if Elena or anyone else wants to add something. Okay.
No, just a comment. In my opinion, it's this let's say, advanced training program is very interesting because, let's say, it's focused on a very technical issue, but I can see here various so-called exceed principles applied. So I think it's interesting also, according to these continuous professional development or lifelong learning flexible training catalog we are designing together as one of the deliverable of the Exceed project. So in my opinion, seeing these exercises, they can be something more, let's say, this course, as other courses presented before, I think that can be something to be finalized, further improved a little bit and finalized, has real training opportunities to be included in our long life learning training catalogs for workers and low-skilled adults in need of upskilling. So just to make the exercise something concrete, something more, let's say, and having an impact on the deliverables of the project. But we will discuss later on also during our periodical meetings with partners. I think, yeah, these exercises are very valuable. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Elena, again. Are there any more comments or questions for Roger? Okay. Otherwise, I propose a very quick break, 5 minutes maximum break, a technical break if anyone needs it. So maybe it's just a quick pause before going to the second part of today, which is a collective discussion. guide the discussion with some questions to reflect together on what we have learned so far from the project works. So if you agree, we'll take a 5 minutes break.
Okay, see you in 5 minutes. Thank you very
See you.
much.
Thank you.
Okay, we are getting ready to start for the second part of the session. Also, methodologically, I would like to give value to taking small breaks because of online fatigue. So I think it's also important in the teaching to take care of the body well-being. So small breaks are good for the mind to be fresh and the body to be comfortable to engage in learning together. So this second part will be a guided discussion in order to exercise reflection from experience. So you did work at home, you shared what you thought and did and worked on. We already made some comments specific on each project. Now the idea is to go through a plenary discussion, critical discussion about what we've learned so far. So the first question, we can go to the next slide. There is a QR code you can use to access the discussion. The question that we ask you to think about is what seems new and useful to you in this curricula from a lifelong learning perspective or a continuous professional development perspective, taking more of a personal or more of a professional perspective, but this is the kind of reflection we are trying to share together. So please access through this QR code and you can make your own comments that we will then read and share. For each question, we take 10 minutes.
To scan the QR code, you will access to a series of Padlet digital dashboard, very easy. So you can click on the plus button and you can write and publish a post with your hints, your comments, answering to each of the questions we will share.
We will also put the link in the chat so that you can still access it if you haven't before. And I see some movement already, so some people are writing their own thoughts. We take a few minutes to write down some thoughts and then we start discussing from those.
I'm sorry, but I can't see the chat and there is no more the QR, so I can't write.
The QR is here, Chiara, so
Yes.
yeah.
Because I don't know if I have some problem with Teams. I'm not practical, but I can't see the chat.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
can
know why.
happen. Don't worry.
In case, you can also find the link in the Q&A section of this theme.
But I'm on the browser version and I can't see the discussion.
Yeah,
I
technical
don't have
glitches.
it. Yes, I don't have it.
Yeah. It's not there in the browser version.
Ah, okay. So it's not me.
No, it's not you.
No. You can scan the QR code. This is the reason why we prepared also the QR codes in the presentations, because we can have different settings, let's say.
This is also part of learning of how to do digital.
Thank you.
Be prepared for different scenarios. Okay, maybe we take 1 more minute and then we talk. Can we share the board again? Thank you. Okay. There is still some movement, so we finish this minute and then we start talking. Okay. I will start reading some comments and then ask for those who wrote them to share if they want some more. We start from the top left. So Sophia, the multidisciplinary application of learning activities. Sophia, would you like to add more about this? Because the multidisciplinary...
Yes, I wanted to explain that with the approach that we have now, also with the Exceed project, we, like the majority of time, have skills that can be applied in different fields. So what we learn normally can apply to different fields and also different, we can say, applications in the field of work. So what is learned, for me, it's multidisciplinary because it's not, we can say, a learning that can be useful just for one thing, but with the different, we can say, skills and knowledge that we acquire, we can use it in different applications and methods.
Wonderful. So it's like a transversal applicability.
Yes.
Yes. Then something similar, maybe integration of different methodologies, which I also saw before in another comment. So integrate different methodologies, approaches to classes, assessment methodologies. Chiara?
Yes, in my opinion, it's important today to use different methodologies for improving the involvement of participants and also for transmitting theoretical input, but also practical experiences. So you can learn through the experience after the theory, and this is important, and also you can learn from a peer-to-peer approach or from case studies and on.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think the learning there is more efficacy.
Chiara Benini is another Chiara.
Yes.
Yes, it's another Chiara. Yes, I mean the same things as Sofia and Chiara. Same
Yes.
things. So maybe find new approaches to classes because people are different, and so of course you have to find every time new approaches. So learning from others is a good way to improve.
Very nice. So here you highlighted also inclusiveness, inclusivity, including difference and learning from difference. So using difference between different people, industries, professionals and not, and so on, as a resource to make the mind work.
Yes, in fact, yes, indeed. And, you know, I work with different kind of workers or unoccupied people or men and women, able and disabled. And so you have to change every time the approach.
Thank you. Okay, this for me goes together also with peer learning, so learning among with different people, which is what Elena was highlighting. And then there was another interesting, different one, maybe on, we talked about practical case study, Katja, and blending and interactive approaches. Would you like to say something about this and the professionals?
Yeah, about the blending and interactive, I think that is more effective because make the students, the professionals linked to the objective of the course and make them more interactive also, I think, in my opinion. The practical cases, especially when we are learning something new as and that we can use to several sectors and activities like artificial intelligence, I think that is very important to show how this tool, this methodology can be applied to the sector, to the practical work of the students. So I think it's very important to bring some example or also some testimonial from other industries or business companies. So to show how it is used in practice today, not tomorrow. So I think that is very important.
Wonderful. So we have both telling and showing as two modalities for transmitting learning. And also I was curious, another, maybe the last element of this question is how to enhance the professional profile. So Iker. I don't know if Iker can join the conversation. If not, is what also Elena was suggesting. Elena was talking about reflection on professional perspectives, job preparation.
Yes, I saw in the exercise in the works that often at the very beginning of the hypothesis training program, a module, a session regarding, let's say, career guidance and discussion with participants regarding preparation to the job or orientation to the profile to be trained. In my opinion, it's very useful also, let's say, to understand in a wider perspective the potential employability of people once trained. So in a perspective of placement, inclusion in the labor market, or further learning. So I think it's a good approach
Yeah. So supporting agency, professional agency.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
exactly.
Thank you. I think we can move to the second question, because we touched more or less. Flexibility was there, recordings, Francesca. I think, yeah, I think we can move, if you like, if you agree, to the next question, which is question 2. Again, with the QR code and same modality. What then is necessary at the system level for implementing these kind of programs? So if you want to do these kind of activities, this kind of approach, what may be needed to make it possible in the system, in your own schools, in your own contexts? What may be needed to advance in order to make this kind of programs? For example, teacher training, I don't know, what other things need to be thought about? Again, a few minutes to respond, and then we discuss. The idea that you design courses not in a vacuum, but in a context. So you need to think about the sustainability, the ecology of what you want to do. Okay, maybe we can start watching the dashboard to see what's coming. Okay. We have one comment so far and some more writing. We take another minute.
I'm sorry, I don't know why. In this time I can't add the comment. May I see again the QR code? Please to try again. Sorry. Okay. Thanks. Ah, now it's working. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, there is still some writing. Okay, I will start selecting some topics. I see one topic which has to do with training the trainers, training teachers. So Chiara, maybe Chiara Pancaldi can start with this.
Yes, yes, in my opinion, it's quite important this aspect because, for example, if we have young trainers, they are used to use, for example, Padlet, Miro, or other kind of tools that facilitate interaction between participants. If the teachers are older, like me, for example, in 50, sometimes it's not so easy. So we have, in some case, teachers that are very expert of the topic, but their methodologies is now not useful for particularly for youngsters, okay, but also for adults, because also adults now need to change modalities and so on for facilitating the attention and the involvement.
Very interesting. Thank you, Chiara. Which I think
so I like the post-it of Katia. And I think that is also connected in some way with mine, because for increasing the efficacy of training, it's useful to involve different teachers, different speakers, and so on. But the risk could be the disharmony between the different intervention if there isn't a good coordination of all the teachers.
Very good point. Thank you. Okay, so I think this goes together also with Katia, with Sofia, with Chiara Benini. So this idea of training teachers and the coordination among teachers. Thank you. Then I would actually go to tutors and mentors. Is this another professional figure, Francesca?
Yeah, I agree with the other comments that were made about training the teachers, and I was thinking about the availability of people who can, of course, do the course, and I was thinking in particular about the professionals, because if I think about the course that we designed, of course, if you want testimonials, if you want, real case studies, if you want exchanges of experiences, of course, you need people who are willing to do that, especially if you think about, cases from industry. So at the system level, of course, you need to probably sponsor the program, communicate, why the program is valuable. So you need to do this in order to attract also the people who can mentor.
Okay, yeah. So this also goes together with companies involved, a relationship with the field. So Sofia, more interaction with the workers' companies. Or Irina, more companies also.
Yes.
Okay. Also Eleonora, put in contact teachers with companies to explore real-world applications of the topic. Irina had the idea of a forum where teachers might exchange best practice and knowledge sharing, which supports Chiara's idea of coordination among teachers, making teachers a group, a learning community of practice idea. What else? Support services. Elena, would you like to say anything about that?
Yes, I think that beside, let's say, the design, the innovation of the training programs, also this aspect of reinforcing and adapting progressively supporting services to guarantee accessibility to all or to understand, fully understand the context of the training program, expectations and objectives can be very useful just to attract potential participants, for example, also women, that is a very delicate target when it comes to discuss about technical training in all the forms. And also, let's say, to make each training program not a unique piece, but to integrate this piece of the puzzle in a wider system of services to create a supportive environment, let's say.
Thank you. Roger, access to recently technology to try? Is this together with the industry, accessing industry because they have new technology? Possibly. Yeah? I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we have the ideas of supporting teachers to learn more about learning and how to teach and learn in more participatory ways, about technologies that can help them to teach in more involving ways with adults and youngsters. We have other figures that can also be involved, professionals, tutors and mentors, people from the industry, and the people who work on communication of the programs outside, supporting services to make supportive environments, involvement of companies, and community of practice for teachers. Okay, let's move to the next question. So this is a bit of a push. We saw the innovative aspects of the program, looking at what is good. How can it be made even better? Where would you like to go in the future, in the next year? Which aspects you want to push on because you think they are good? What is your selection and how you want to push them? Again, 2 minutes to share ideas and then we talk. Okay. 30 seconds for the last comments and then we talk. Very nice. Mhm. Okay, very nice. So I try to sum up. Well, I see there is an international dimension as the one we are practicing in this course, because ideas come from difference, also from different geographies, different places, and give inspiration, I guess, to learn about what's happening somewhere else. Then I see a topic of methodologies, integrating different methodologies. So maybe, Elena, you want to say just a few words about these two?
Yes, of course. International dimension is something, let's say, as a back systems and back providers we are reflecting on. So it's a challenge for the system and the providers as well as for the professionals, because originally the back system it's a very strong system, but local. Okay, because originally it was born to answer the local needs first. Now the real challenge, considering also the globalized labor market, in my opinion, let's say not only in my opinion, but the overall challenge is to internationalize. That means, also, let's say, starting from creating curricula able to answer to local needs, but also to answer to the global situation, or to have in mind the global situation as also, let's say, in a sense, Katia was suggesting in her comment. On the other side, we need also to adapt not only skills of the teachers, of the trainers, but also the use of technologies, the methodologies, the overall approaches, because being local, let's say, so combining international and local dimensions mean specific choices in the design phase of the training services, including not only the program, but also the support services, as I was mentioning. So this is what I meant. Thank you very much.
Lovely, thank you, thank you. So this to me links also to the idea of, somebody said, Sophia, more languages. So this is an important topic also when we work internationally and make connections in international networks. So we need to be careful, full of care, to be as inclusive as possible, to try to take time to involve people and go beyond the language barriers. In terms of inclusion, making this possible for other people to participate in these processes, to be patient, to translate for each other, to put an attention to the linguistic element, which is an important dimension. I will go a bit, so then I take a different, I will put different things on the table and then we interact. Something about, for me, that connects startups, work, research, integration, innovation hubs. So all these ideas, and also fairs, companies. So an idea of ecology. So where is the learning situated? Where is the curriculum situated? It's not in the vacuum. So how you can involve, you want to involve with the environment that is there as a resource. interdisciplinarity, and then there is something also on the interaction in the class that builds networks later, so that builds relationships for later on. So what comes during, but what comes after in a time perspective of learning. So not only what comes in the present, but also what can come after the curriculum, after learning with you. And making teachers feel involved. Rossella says, make them aware they can make the difference. So make them protagonists of the learning with the students. Any comments you want to add on this? Because I need to summarize a bit. If someone wants to speak on any of these topics and make their idea more understandable or reinforced, please take the mic.
Rossella, please.
Yes, in my opinion, and I have wrote it, if we don't involve our trainers and teachers in their continuous professional development, we won't be able to have any innovation, because we are, for example, a small group here. All of us have a important background in vocational and education. And we know about methodologies, a way to assess the adoption of innovative tools, digital tools to engage students. But if we are not able to create a sort of barriers to enter in our system for teachers, we won't be able to innovate anything. And when I speak about barriers, maybe we should think to a kind of blacklist of teachers. Do you understand me? If we won't be able to select the teachers and trainers and tutors and all the staff that is related and work with our students, we won't be able to innovate our system.
Thank you, Rossella. This makes me think of how to engage, how to give value in a resource-based approach, give value to what there is already, what people do in a professional way, what each person has as their own resources and capacities, and how to build from that, from colleagues, from teachers in your contexts, to invite them to become enthusiastic about new possibilities and to be supported in a sort of community exchange, as we are doing now. I think this could be a direction.
But may I add the last thing? Even if you offer to teachers many opportunities to develop their skills whenever they want, because now I think that all of us support the continuous development of trainers and teachers through platform, so at a distance, and you have to struggle to involve them, and they haven't to pay anything. And this is my personal experience. Many European projects, you offer, for example, piloting of modules for their development, and you just find 4.
We lost the very last. But
Yes.
was clear.
We lost Rossella.
Yes.
But the concept was clear, I think.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it
absolutely.
was very clear.
Yeah.
This actually leads to the last question, but we can also discuss it without the tool. I don't know what the time frame is for us, Elena, I ask, because the last question I wanted to discuss with you, what may hinder? What may hinder?
So we can have 10 minutes just to
Okay, wonderful.
face the last question and then to wrap up and to say goodbye to every one of us up to the next appointment. So please, I think we can go on with the last question.
Okay, thank you. So the last question then, which is what we were already discussing, because we see the future, but we also need to see what may hinder, what make it difficult, what may hinder the program or these innovations' success, and how could you monitor and critically evaluate it? So when you need to be realistic, we have a vision, we are sharing visions of the future that you want to pursue. Then what obstacles that could be and how you think you could monitor progress alone, with others, in a community. What ideas do you have in this moment? So how to monitor change? Okay. Okay. So we have some ideas in terms of things that may be obstacles. For example, the flexibility of tools and people, a bit of a resistance to change from teachers maybe, lack of motivation. This has come from different comments. And then we have, related maybe to this, also self-assessment, feedback systems, data collection, about what is going on, the monitoring possibility. I don't know if somebody from the propositive part on feedback systems, data collection, wants to speak. Sophia, on evaluation forms.
Regarding this aspect of, let's say, data-driven decisions, we spoke a lot about it regarding the AI, disruptive age, etc., our curricula, but it is something that is quite useful, in my opinion, also for vet organizations or any education provider. So, in my opinion, increase our approach to be more a scientific approach, let's say, to analyze feedback from participants, feedback from companies, might be useful to evaluate critically, to identify emerging needs. Of course, tutor, coordinators, all the personnel who has a constant relation with participants, let's say, collect this data, this qualitative data through questionnaires to, let's say, interviews, whatever. But in my opinion, at system level, might be useful to adopt a more data-driven approach. So learning analytics at whatever. Because it's not only a question of how I can do as professional to improve my work, to engage, to be engaged, to engage students, to involve companies. So it's not only in my opinion, the concept is how to create a supportive environment. Because otherwise, teachers and vet professionals can feel a little bit under pressure, continuously under pressure. And it's true. This is the condition, okay, the environment condition. But on the other side, in my opinion, we should also work as environment to support each other, to ask for support by our public administration, because we work in a found system, let's say, for example, etc. So in my opinion, this concept of supportive environment, public-private partnership can be a key concept to be developed in the future.
Lovely, thank you very much, Elena. Yes, so there is a typical conundrum, as you say, of having all the weight on the person, the professional, in this case, the teacher, and then the mismatch with the system and the structure of the organization. So the two need to go together. So both structure in terms of functions, staff, procedures, relationships already built, and so on, agreements, and at the same time also supporting teachers. I agree about qualitative data collection, surveys and interviews, but why not also more participatory approaches that also make people feel supported, not only giving data, which is good, but also receiving back. So focus groups, communities of practice that have moments like we are doing now to share, also make collaborations more possible among teachers. We know teachers are a specific population that tend to work individually. And because there is a classroom approach, you have your students and you teach. But when teachers can share, like maybe Chiara was suggesting before, that can also be a supportive element to learn from each other and ask for help or share ideas and points of view on what is going on. Okay, we had also ideas about regulations, how to, this is also, I think, part of the structuring viewpoint. I think, yeah, we also the viewpoint of students, so circular feedback, of course. I think this is more or less where we are now. If there is not any new comment on this, then I would draw some conclusions. Okay, so first of all, thank you very, very much from me because I am new to your industry and I learned a lot from working with you about your environment and where you operate, your reality. So this was very enriching for me, so I'm very grateful and thank you. Also, I'm grateful for the thoughts that we shared on learning, which is my topic, but I always learn when I speak with others, when I can share viewpoints with others. So for me, it's always an opportunity to learn from teaching. As you know, this is what happens. I find that there are some many ideas that we shared and reflections from a professional viewpoint of you experts in your own positions. Maybe we can go to the Irina. Maybe it's 2 slides on. Some things I had already thought before by reading your works. Yes, this one. So what had remained with me, stuck in my mind from reading your works, were these points that, of course, are enriched by what we shared today with you. So I see this kind of axis, this kind of topics that have to do with your specific work environment. So how to compose together local and global perspectives, how to support teachers in the soft skills or in the methodologies, how to make feedback circular to evaluate teachers and courses, to make collaborative environments with teachers and students, all the supportive services that can also support the imagination, professional imagination. So to go beyond the technical, but including the technical, the mental health topic, the adaptation of personal and work-life balance, the recognition of previous knowledge, because we talk about adult students, how to collaborate with industries, and we shared many ideas also today. The self-assessment, among other ways to assess, which are all needed. The idea of friendship. I think we are also exercising today, and you are in your program, a form of making friendships in the workplace as a way to have faith, to have a trust with each other, and be able to ask for questions and help and suggestions and learn from each other. Build future networks, as we said, a timeline, a temporal view of learning, of what comes before, during, and after for your students and for your teachers and for yourselves and your organizations. The issue of language, both in terms of jargon and languages we speak, and need to be flexible and patient with each other. Be kind with language barriers. How to put together theory and practice, which is what you do every day, and you showed this already also today. And finally, I think it's very important to remember to celebrate, because we put a lot of effort, teachers put a lot of effort, students put a lot of efforts. So to find moments when there is a celebration, a bit of lightness and informality to celebrate what was done, because that's something that we often forget to think about, and each step is a new step. Learning doesn't go back, always goes on. So take care and celebrate what was done, and this will also give you, and teachers and students and industry collaborators, the strength to look with faith in the future, which is important also in this time, difficult time we are living in the global context. So thank you. I hope it was useful for you.
Thank you, Gaia.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I personally found this tool session very engaging, very useful to reflect on our everyday practices, personal and professional. So I found very, let's say, this opportunity very, very interesting also to innovate my design curricular activity and whatever. So thank you very much. It was really a pleasure to have you here. So I hope to have other opportunities to cooperate in the future. So for now, we can close our session of today. If you don't have any last minute question or comment, of course, thank you very much for your participation, your project works, your active sharing from the 20th of March up to today. And we will go on, let's say, with our upskilling program for web professionals under the Exceed project next 17th of April. Irina, please, if you can share the leaflet we have prepared. Today we have, let's say, spoken a lot about the skills, case skills, resilience, flexibility of professionals in a very demanding environment, let's say. Next time we will talk together with Ulf Ehlers, Professor Ulf Ehlers for the Baden-Württemberg universities about skills of the future for professionals, but again, in a continuous professional development approach. So something very tied up with this approach we have followed in these 2 sessions with Gaia Del Negro. The focus will be, let's say, on key skills for professionals according to this T-shaped approach to training and upskilling we are facing in the Exceed project. And we will have a focus on the so-called I comp. So since I skills are very considered very much interesting for every one of us, I think that this reflection of what kind of AI skills a professional should have, let's say, can be very useful for all of us in all the steps of our activities, further reflection and further design of curricula and training programs. So I really hope you will participate. We will spread this opportunity across the Exceed partnership network, but everyone you would like to involve, to invite, will be very, very appreciated and very well welcome. So Gaia, of course, the invitation is open to you as well. If you might be interested, let's say also if you will be available on the 17th. So please take note of this new deadline, new appointment for our upskilling pathway, and we will send any information through the usual follow-up email. So don't forget also to evaluate this session as well as the past sessions through the follow-up email. We will share again the evaluation questionnaire. So thank you very much once again, and have a good day ahead. See you on the 17th of April. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Ciao.
Bye, see you. Ciao.
Ciao.